Hello everyone and welcome back. I am at Computer Wiz, buy, sell, trade, anything. And this is possibly the best retro gaming store I've ever been to. This place is kind of in the middle of nowhere, to be honest. And it's kind of just right off the interstate. And you walk in here and you expect to see like a PC repair store, only to find probably the best retro game store I've ever been to. Every system is present here. They have these cases where you have some boxed games, some still new. Like some of those are just incredible that they have. Every single system you could possibly want is here. They have several systems up for display that you can play games, test games before you buy. But all of their high dollar stuff is obviously in these cases. The first time I ever came in here, I was blown away. This is not my first time. This is actually where I bought my Super Nintendo and bought back some of my childhood, which you'll see later in the video. There's a Fester's Quest, some NES games. There's Zelda. There is a Mega Man X2, an Inbox, WCW, NWO, N64. But look at these aisles. I love the Xbox 360 test kiosk. God, I'd love to have that too. Like I said, I think every wall is labeled with like this cool light up feature of what the system present, like those games that are present on that wall. Here is the PlayStation 1 case, a couple copies of Dino Crisis. There's some Resident Evil, Final Fantasy Tactics, Final Fantasy 8, I think. And there's the GameCube wall. GameCube, they've got Gauntlet, Dark Legacy, Mario Kart, Resident Evil 2, Luigi's Mansion, a couple copies of that. The prices on GameCube are getting stupid. And this is the one wall they don't have labeled correctly. They've got that labeled Sega, and I don't think there's any Sega on this wall. GameCube, so many great games. So much nostalgia for me. But like when you walk down these aisles, like it is pretty overwhelming. And I've been to multiple big cities and I've been to retro game stores and I've never seen anything like this as far as the quality of their display. They have a whole Wii U section. There's the Xbox One, and this is my case right here. SNES Gold, Turtles in Time, Donkey Kong, Super Mario Land, Yoshi's Island 2, Mortal Kombat 3, and then you have all these N64 games, Pokemon Stadium, Donkey Kong 64, Rayman 2, Battle Tank. God, that was one of my favorites. And then there's the Battle Tank sequel right there, the green one. One of my favorite Mario games, Mario 64, Doom 64, and in the other case they had the Worms Armageddon. I actually had that game when I was a kid. That game's worth over $200 now, which is insane. Retro games have just kind of surged in price in recent years. Thankfully, I bought a lot of stuff back in 2016 when I was rebuying my childhood. But this is the SNES stuff they have that is not in the case. And look at that Nintendo light up. God, that is so cool. And then they have some NES stuff. Obviously, this is the stuff that's just not super valuable. They just can leave this out. All these N64 games. God. I mean, if there was ever a console that I had the most of, I think it was N64 back in the day. And I sold all of it like an idiot. That is what I would do as a kid. I would sell my consoles, sell my games to buy the next thing. If I had just kept my stuff, I mean, I would have had one of the most impressive video game collections I know of. Here is the Xbox stuff, Xbox 360. Great console, probably pound for pound one of the best consoles of all time. And then here is the PS3 stuff. I didn't have a PS3 until later on when I got it to replay all the God of War games. There is more stuff over here in the case. Some Nintendo Switch games, some some rare ones. Bloodstained, that's a great Castlevania type. Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Octopath Traveler. Here's some more Switch stuff. Mega Man 11, Xenoblade Chronicles, just some random Switch stuff. And then they had PlayStation 1, just a whole display of that. More newer Nintendo stuff here. And then they had some PlayStation 1, multiple copies of Final Fantasy VII, Crash Bandicoot, Dino Crisis, Mega Man Legends, Rayman 2. Just so many great games that you just love to have in your collection. Awesome back room. There's even more to this store, which you'll see here in a minute. This whole second side. There's Beautiful Joe on PlayStation 2, and then there's the NCAA football on PlayStation 2, which I'm sure that'll take a price drop when they start making NCAA football games again. Here's the Dreamcast stuff. There's the Seaman from the Angry Video Game Nerd. Xbox One, some great games on that too. Unreal Tournament, that kind of sticks out. Loved that game. And then this aisle, oh my god, there's just so much stuff. Here's all the Wii games. As far as like what's really collectible on Wii, I'm not really sure, and that is a huge library to try to collect all those games for. I think this other side is also the Wii as well. You're probably wondering, where's all the handheld stuff? Well, that's on the whole other side. You're probably wondering, where's all the PlayStation 2 stuff? That's on the whole other side. I got here when it just opened. They have really weird hours, like 11 to 5. Super weird, so you got to catch them. And they really have stopped like doing a lot of console repair or anything. That was actually one of the main reasons I came here, is because I'm having some issues with the GameCube we have, and I was going to have them try to fix it. Here's all the Game Boy stuff. God, this just takes me back, man. I always see that Super Mario Land cartridge, and I'm like, maybe I could just buy another Game Boy and play that. And then they have consoles that have been refurbished. They had all the colors of the N64 at one time, and then they had a top loader NES, which I was gonna buy if they had it still, but they didn't. And then here's the entire PS2 side. This whole other side is full of games. I'm assuming that all of these cases have the games in them. I guess that's how they're doing it. There is cameras all over this freaking place. And while I was there was a guy that was trying to sell stuff. He said he was trying to buy some Chinese food. I think it was like 11 o'clock in the morning. He said he needed to get a lot of Chinese food before he went to work. He said he can do 4 or 5 plates of Chinese food at a time. So I don't know if Chinese food is like a different way of saying something else or what, but he was definitely trying to sell those things and sell them quickly so he could go get that Chinese food. Here's all the PlayStation 2 games in the case. Oh my god, look at this. It is insane. When you're owning a retro game store or any kind of shop like this, you go into it thinking that your customers will be maybe similar to you, or like, similar to like, I don't know, like tax-paying citizens, but reality, you've probably got a lot of guys looking for Chinese food. And then we went to a garage sale on the way home. I got lucky. I actually found video games at the freaking garage sale. I haven't been able to find games at a garage sale in, I don't know, years. And I'm always looking for comic books. And they unfortunately, he said that he had some comic books in one of these totes, but he didn't know which box it was in. And he said he had a couple. And I was like, oh my God, what could have been in there? So he had this PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2, and a couple PS4 game lot. And then he had the PlayStation 3 console over here. As soon as I saw like the action figures and stuff, I was like, okay, this is obviously a boy had lived here at some point, and then the time frame was right. He was similar in age to me. Apparently, the boy was now 38. The boy became a man. But this PS3 lot, there was enough there that I was like, okay, I'm definitely going to make an offer on this. And then the console, I asked if it was working, and he said he assumed it was working, which I definitely didn't like to hear the sound of that. And then once I flipped it over, you're going to see this thing kind of looks kind of funky. The PS3s usually ran pretty hot. I think this is like the PS3 Slim or the different version. You see how like something had melted or like changed the bottom of that thing. So that kind of made me a little bit weary of the PS3. But back at the Sticky Goose Man Cave, this is my retro video game collection. I'm a big SNES and NES kind of guy. I have a lot of great games. Castlevania 3. I have some inbox games. Zombies Ate My Neighbor, Super Mario All-Stars, Zelda, Link to the Past, Contra 3, ActRaiser, one of my favorite games of all time, Turtles in Time, and then there's Last Action Hero in Box, one of my first games I ever got. I've got some other good ones here, Kirby's Dream Land 3, Super Mario World, Super Metroid, and then I also have a Earthbound cartridge in very, very good condition in these awesome protective cases. I have Earthbound, Super Metroid, and Chrono Trigger in those. Super Mario RPG, Super Mario 2, Yoshi's Island, ActRaiser 2, and Super Mario Kart, and then just some other fun puzzle games that I really like. And then I have a very fledgling GameCube collection. This is basically rebuilding a GameCube collection. Here's some of the best games ever. Mega Man 2 for the NES, and then Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse, one of my favorite games ever. Metroid, Zelda, Super C, Super Mario 3, Contra, Castlevania 1. And then these GameCube games have gotten very, very valuable. And this is my CRT TV that I play them on. And then here's my consoles. I'd like to get a NES top loader because I'm tired of playing with this classic NES and it barely working half the time. So I ended up buying that PS3 lot, and this is what I got. That rhymed. This is Hot Shots Golf 3, the greatest hits version. And all of these came with the manual, the ones that are in their original boxes. Madden 8, PlayStation 2. I spent a good bit of time removing all of these GameStop stickers before I made this video, which actually took me longer than I thought it would. A lot of these games are sports games, unfortunately, but a lot of these are worth more than I thought they were. Like, these are not just dollar games. Like, some of these are worth $5, $8, $10. Very, very surprising. As I'm showing these, just kind of keep a running tally of what you would have offered for this, and then I will tell you at the end. Spoilers, I did not buy the console. I made an offer for all of it, but I didn't have cash on me, so I had to go get cash, and then I came back, and I don't know. You guys let me know if you would have bought that console as well. But this is the first game that was actually pretty decent. This is 2K Sports All-Pro Football 2K8. Unfortunately, it has sticker residue on the paper of the label, but this is actually like a $13, $15 game. I was very surprised at that. This is Star Wars: The Clone Wars Republic Heroes. This is not a crazy valuable game, $7 or $8 maybe. This is WWE 2K16, and all of these wrestling games, they still have some value as well, surprisingly. But a lot of collectors, I think now, and a lot of you that may be watching this video are just, you're trying to amass huge collections. You know, you want that wall display, you want that display to show in your game room, and I get it, definitely. I do that with comic books as well, but I'm really kind of a PC gamer now, but I really like old NES stuff. There's Call of Duty Black Ops. This was a red box MXGP2, which I may actually play that game. That actually looks kind of cool. I love motocross. There's Minecraft PlayStation 3 edition. And this is FIFA Soccer 13. I owned that game at one time. I think that was the last FIFA game I ever owned. This was weird. This was Madden 12 Kickoff. It's like a DVD of some sort. And I don't know what that is. It was still sealed. This is MX vs. ATV Reflex. The box and the label, but it's not the game. It was MX vs. ATV Alive. And this is the only mess up. This is NBA 2K16. There's no game in there. Thank God this was the only one that didn't have a game. You know, this is, you know, one of those things when you buy it, you're just like, okay, hopefully all the games are in there. Madden 2007, Sean Alexander. There's FIFA 14. I haven't played FIFA in so long. I might boot up that FIFA 16, try it out. The sweet thing about these PS3 games is they can play on, oh, that's a great game right here, Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls edition, with the DLC. And there's MotorStorm, PlayStation 3. This is one of the original PlayStation games. And this actually had like 2 manuals in it, which was kind of weird. And then this was Facebreaker, some sort of boxing game from EA. It had the label. There was still a sticker on the paper, unfortunately. Couldn't get that completely removed. This is Hot Shots Golf Out of Bounds. This is I love Hot Shots Golf. I can't remember what, they made a different golfing game for the PS4. I remember getting that. And this is Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe. This was kind of cool. I'm not sure who made this game. Really cool box art. That's also, you know, an $8-10 game. And this was kind of like the cream of the crop of this box, unfortunately. This is Clive Barker's Jericho. Some sort of horror game. I'm not familiar with this. I might boot this one up just to see what this is. That's probably about a $15 game as well. UFC 2009 Undisputed. I think I had this game as well. But total for this, I paid $30 cash for all of these games. It came out to, he counted it to be 29 games, but really one of them was that DVD disc, and then one of them was, there was no game in the box. So pretty much 27 games. I think 2 of those games alone are worth the $30. The Clive Barker's whatever, and then that one football game, Clive Barker's Jericho. Guys, what do you guys think? Did I get a good deal? Is this something that you would have bought? Let me know. If at any point in time you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you like this video, subscribe for more. Take care.